If you've ever been on the motorsport side of social media, then you've probably seen a sprint car crash on your feed. They can go from absolutely mild to absolutely wild. And this series will be dedicated to finding the most craziest sprint car crashes all over the web. Also, this series will not include any fatal crash footage, in respect to the families involved. And some crashes may involve injuries, so viewer discretion is advised. My goal for the series is to find the most information on these crashes, either by YouTube comments, posts, or websites. If I get any information wrong on these events, feel free to let me know in the comments. And without further ado, let's get right into the video.
On the green from Torrance, California.
Now this first video may look like an ordinary crash, but as he goes around turns 3 and 4, this happens.
The consolation last night at King Speedway. Last time here at Santa Maria Speedway 4th.
Now your first thought may be, what the f***? And it probably was. I thought I'd just seen a man break his neck. After this incident, you could hear the crowd screaming in fear, as most of them thought the same. But this man was able to walk with assistance to the ambulance, and as far as I know didn't have any serious injuries at all. The top comment gives a good explanation on what they think happened after the crash. Leo LaRue 9517 says, he was over 6 feet tall and around 300 pounds. He was using, at the time, the newest Samsung cam lock belts. He claims the screws holding the cam lock failed, but being there and looking at the belts firsthand, I think when he hit the wall, his hand came down and punched the button on the release. He also said that the driver would work with Simpson later on, and they would change the design to prevent incidents like this. Let's just say this man was very lucky, because it could have ended extremely more worse. Now this video isn't really a crash, but this did get lots of attention last year, so I thought I'd add it in the video. Back in 2022, driver Caden Still caught on fire after it spread in the cabin. He gets out of the car and starts to freak out. It took the safety crew around 20 seconds to get to Caden. Then the fire was put out. Caden was diagnosed with second-degree burns and was released the day after. And luckily his fire suit prevented any burns going past his thighs. He has resumed racing in 2023. I even got some footage of him at the Roth Classic. And during that night as well, I caught some footage of a driver catching on fire. And luckily the driver, Jared Faria, would have the fire put out fast. This video, similar to the first one, doesn't look that bad at first, as it just looks like Kyle Larson took a hit to the wall. But of course, that wasn't the case at all.
Oh, Kyle Larson into the wall in turn 2, upside down, oh, it gets hard!
After this accident, Kyle would walk to the ambulance on his own, and was released from the hospital shortly after. The car was absolutely totaled. And if you go look back at the clip, the driver who ran into him, Mitch Wismiller's right side of the cage completely bent after the impact. You've probably seen this next clip before. It has been one of the most viewed sprint car crashes on the internet. But if you haven't seen it, here it is.
Over.
Me personally, I have never seen a sprint car reach that height. The driver, Austin Williams, was seen walking around after the crash, and was apparently uninjured. Now this one involves Tony Stewart, which I never really knew this happened to him until recently. After the crash, the safety crew laid Tony down on the track. As most of the spectators realized the severity of the incident, Tony was taken to the local hospital, and surgery was performed on his leg, determining he had broken both his tibia and his fibula in his right leg. Now for this last crash, I would like to use Alex Bowman's crash at 34 Speedway.
In 4th with Rico Avery 5th, and there's one up and over, big hits and big, oh my goodness.
That's Alex Bowman and Connor Morell, who were battling for 2nd.
Now after watching this video, you may think that the driver in the red car got the worst of it. Well, you'd be completely wrong. Bowman had fractured his vertebrae, and was at a NASCAR competition for 3 to 4 weeks. Now on the other hand, the driver of the red car, Connor Morell, other than being sore after the incident, had no injuries whatsoever, and would continue to race on May 2nd at Kokomo. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want this series to continue, and I'll make sure to do so. But before this video ends, I would really like to bring light to a situation that has been going on. As most of you guys have heard by now, Justin Owens, a fellow sprint car driver, passed away after a wreck in April. After this incident, many news channels used this situation for likes and views. And by news channels, I mean these ones. I have so far counted 4 with Justin Owens' crash video in the title. No actual news channel who cares about respecting the people involved and the families involved will ever use crash video in their title. Please do never fall for these channels. If you ever find them, just ignore them or report them. These channels do not actually care about the tragedies they talk about, and they are just here for attention. And if you're going to watch news coverage on it, make sure it's an actual news crew. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video, and yeah, see ya.